much mo better. You put on some weight. Alrighty then. Eyeball this. Good deal. Starting the panty Annie stuff. Good morning. Here we go. We got our Gotta move all this. What's up, guys? Good morning. It is day 14, the 30 days of BRG. And you know, hey, look, right off the bat, look, I want to apologize for yesterday's video. It was short. I mean, I was aggravated. It was just one of them days to where I was like, let's just set it on fire. But today is a new day. I'm going to shoot you straight like I normally do. I got down here about 4 o'clock this morning. I laid up all night, kind of like trying to figure this situation out. Kind of like most of us probably do, right? We don't like to get beat. So I got down here again like at 4 o'clock this morning and just sat down here in my chair, which is right there, and just thought this out. And then just the light went off. And I was able to get everything, I believe. I don't have the car down off the lift yet. But I was able to get our transmission mounted. I was able to get the cross member installed. I was able to get the torque converter bolts in. I mean, I was just like one after the other getting it dialed in. So anyway, let's go over there. I'm going to show you what we got done this morning off camera. And then we're going to get on to today's projects. So let's get after it. Let's quit talking about it. Let's be about it. This is Busted Radio Garage. All right, good deal, guys. So here we go. We got our transmission in. We got it installed nice and straight. If you remember yesterday, it was kind of catty-wampered here to the left. So got that dialed in, got our cross member painted and installed, fully bolted in. Couldn't be any happier with that. I just needed to slow down a little bit, take my time, and we was able to get everything nice and dialed in. Transmission itself, we got our torque converter bolts in, or our flex plate bolts. Sorry, I'm not sure why I keep saying that. But anyway, so here's our flex plate bolts, all in, all mounted. Freely spins all the way around, which is freaking awesome. Cannot be any happier than that. So now today, it'll be later on this afternoon. Let me back you up over here. All right, so now as far as our drive shaft, we'll get that ordered today. I talked to Jason up at Calvert Racing Engines. He's got a guy, which is perfect. Awesome. So we'll get that ordered. And then on today's agenda is we're going to have to finish up everything under here because, to be honest with you, I'm getting tired of pushing this car up on this lift. We're going to kind of dummy up our fuel line up here where we're kind of need it until I can get a couple fittings. You guys know me. I always run them on the inside of the frame rail all the way down up to the fuel cell. That's just kind of like my thing. Some people hate me for it, but you know, it is what it is. Then we're going to go ahead and get our transmission braces installed. We'll go ahead and get our starter installed. Then we'll let this pig down and see if that adjustment I made, you know, reduced or extended that gap between the firewall and the blower. Because you remember yesterday, it was tighter than 2 coats of paint. I love to got a couple inches out of that. So we're going to drop that down and see if that fixed that issue. And then we're going to get onto our fuel cell, get it mounted, get our battery box mounted, get our kill switches mounted, and hopefully get our gauges installed, for crying out loud. And then we can get Smoke over here to wire the car. And like a lot of you said in the comments yesterday, they want to hear this old boy run. So we'll try to get that dialed in. Ooh, and we've got to get our exhaust sanded back down to get them repainted, may even powder coat them this time. But that'll have to be done quick. If they can't powder coat it, we're just going to paint them. So anyway, let's get to work. All right, guys, let's see if we can get these transmission supports in. I can't, it's been a minute, so I'm going to have to try to figure out how they go. No, I think this one goes on this side. It's been a minute. You go there. Nope. Ah, all right. Slow down, slow down. All right, there's that one. Let's get it installed. Get my tool tray ready. Tool tray ready. Gotta lose my bolts today. Alrighty then. So I'm fairly certain this one goes like so-ish. And then this ground bolt goes here. Well, come on. You know you want to go home. Alright, there's one. Alright. Okay, let's try to get our other one in, then we'll tighten them bolts up. So I think in theory, then this one needs to go here. Where's my blue bolt? I got one of these bolts painted blue because I use it to ground my wiring, but after last year's debacle, we won't be doing that anymore. Okay, there we go. Come here. And there's an inspection plate that's supposed to mount to this, but we don't use that anymore. I don't need it. It gets in my way when I got to check this, especially the torque converter bolts, which always want to come undone. Get these hand tight, and then we'll get everything fully tight. All right, let me get a impact or a ratchet or something here. What I do? Low bridge, low bridge. All right, what I do is my impact, because it's got everything on it, I think. Hello. All righty then. Let's get these two bottom bolts. Of course, you know, Mopar being Mopar, I got 5/8 on the bottom, got 9/16 on the top. Well, you coming on or not? We'll get these two installed real quick, and then we'll get this starter installed, and then we'll go ahead and run our fuel line, get that out of the way. And we'll get onto that fuel cell and gauges. Now, I've been down here a few hours now. It's already, I think, after 6 o'clock. All right. Now I gotta switch over to 9/16, because again, Mopar. Hope y'all can see my dome through that thing. All right, let's see. Can I run it without an extension? Yes. All right, there's that one. Playing a little tune under here. Donk, 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 donk. All right, good deal. Now let's get this starter installed. I got the bolts here and to start the air here. Make sure I didn't lose none of my electrical bolts, because that'd be fun to find. Okay. Well, I'm so glad I'm not running headers on here. I really wanted to. I'm going to talk with Schoenfeld and see if I can get something that'll shoot out the side maybe, or something all weird, but that's going to have to be for another day. All right. That's like, you better not start. Get in there. Oh, what's the problem now? This one's wanting to be a bugger for some reason. Number 5/8, I'd bet $1 on it. Yep. Stay. Stay. Got to keep my eye on it, because if I don't, it'll jump off there bigger. You know what? Get this one started good so I can get up here and feel around what's going on. All right, now you stay there a minute so I can figure out what's wrong with your buddy up here. There we go. It was just in there all cottywampus. Don't ask me what that means, because I don't know. Now, by God, am I going to be able to get a ratchet up in there? That's the question for today. If not, I'll get a ratchet wrench. Bolts are 3 miles long. Jeez, come on. What are you waiting on, buddy? Get in there. All right. Now we're cooking with Crisco. All right, see if we can get your little buddy in here. He's wanting to play around. Hey, hey, get in there. All right. Now this one up here, I think when it gets so far, it won't take the ratchet wrench. So we gotta manually does it, which is fine. All right, good deal. All right, so there we go. We got our starter installed, new bolts, new hardware, and then here's one of our transmission braces that runs up to the block. And then here is our other brace that runs up to the block. Man, I'm just playing pinball with my head under here. Good night. I'm gonna end up breaking the lift if I'm not careful. All right, so let's go ahead and start running this fuel line all the way down. I've actually got it pre-cut. It's right here with ends on it already, so we are in there like swimwear. All right, guys, I've already started running my fuel line. I'm down to about 3/4 of the car. All right, now I've got these new revolutionary style brackets you know, run through from my frame rail about 2/3 of the way down. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of these. They're called zip ties. Zip ties. And what you do is you just take anything. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. And you wrap one end around, the other end around, that loops, and it goes zip. And it hooks anything in place. So let me go ahead and get a few of these hooked up real quick and I'll show you. I'll tell you what, guys, these things work out like amazing. So here's my fuel line, comes up from my fuel pump, just follows my frame rail down. I mean, look how laser straight that is. I mean, it's beautiful. Now I stopped here. I got to finish going, but I'm here to tell you, these things are going to take over for hillbillies. I mean, people like me who just do stuff to get it done. I mean, they're going to love these things. But anyway, let me finish the car and then I'll be back with you. But I mean, unbelievable. All right, cool, guys. I got the rest of my fuel line run up my frame rail here. Now, when I get to this rear tire, I tuck it as far up in there as I can, you know, to keep it out of the blast zone. But I've got the drop right here. That'll go to my fuel cell. Once I get everything hooked, you know, we'll get this tucked up in here, you know, out of the way. So now we're going to go ahead and drop the car. I really want to see if any of the improvements we made underneath here straighten that engine out. And just from here, it looks like it has. So let's get this dropped down. We'll check that engine out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get in this trunk, get our fuel cell installed, our battery box installed, and our kill switch. And we'll kind of see what happens from there. You know, we'll plug away here for a little bit and, you know, let's see what we can get done today. Got to move all this jazz now. Come on, little buddy. We'll find somewhere else to put you. Right now, we got to get Cricket off here. Got to move my chair. That just absolutely breaks my heart. All right, good deal. Get this out of the way. That reminds me, I got to finish mounting that overflow. All right, let's get him down. Oh, yeah, that's much more better. Look at the gap we got in there now. Good freaking deal. Man, sitting there a lot, you know, a lot more level. Still got the lean entire Pisa look to it, but it's not bad at all. Looks just about like it should, which is cool. All right, good deal. Let's get him rolled off here and let's get back to work. All right, buddy, we're not going to run me over like we did the other day. Let's just nice and easy. Let's get you off here. Easy. Easy. Oh, easy. You put on some weight. Woo. Slow down. Woo. He come a cooking off there. Just barely nudged my, you know, very, very expensive door, but we're fine. All right, let's see what we got. Boy, Cricket, you look a lot better up here, buddy. A lot better. Sweet. All right, guys. Fuel cell installation part 1. So what we need to do is we need to do something about that bump. Now, I could do this, you know, a couple different ways. I could cut that out, put a piece in, or I can use my buddy here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to motivate this down, mark where we're going to cut for the fuel cell, and then we'll find a spot for our battery box. But anyway, viewer discretion advised. Bump gone. All right, let's get our fuel cell. All righty then. Where are we going to put you, buddy? Put you right there. And then, where do we want the battery box? Because I'm going to have to cut a nice little hole for that. Let's see. Come here. I know. Oh, that's money, dude. I got to clean all these wires out of this thing, but I'm thinking something like that action. Yep, well, maybe up here. Let me see. It would help if I didn't have all this crap in here, if I'm being honest. It would really help. So I'm wondering, how about we just get all this out here? All right, so there's the ground. these two got to kind of stay because I'm not cutting the ends off. Yeah, that's way too much moolah to be wasting. So this is the hot wire up to the starter. So here's going to be the plan. We'll put the fuel cell here, battery box here. We'll put the kill switch right, well, let me see if I can get my finger. Put the kill switch right there, which would come out right here. And we're going to be in there like swimwear. And then we'll get a fire extinguisher put back here and one up front on the cage just in case we need it. All right, so let me get a paint pen. We're going to mark for the fuel cell, and then we'll get to cutting that out. We'll drill for the battery box, get that done. Sweet. All right, let's see how well I can draw a picture here. So we're just going to eyeball this. I'm thinking there. There. Probably ought to go a little longer because this thing has like a ramp looking thing on it. Come across. Okay. I'm going to have to straighten my cut. Obviously, this is a little, you know, cockeyed, but you know, it just gives us an idea. Got to leave a little smiley face for everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the old wheel of death out. We'll that out. Test fit our fuel cell, and then we'll go ahead and mount it. And then we'll start on this battery box real quick, and then we'll ultimately get to cutting that out. You know, there. So cool. Be right back. All right, wheel of death. Engage. That's money, dude. All right, I'm not getting under there and getting that right now, but we can test our fuel cell. Come here, little buddy. Ugh. Are you gonna fit? Oh, that's close. Probably gonna have to crack the lack out just a little bit more so we can get the fittings in here. That one should do the tango. Come here. All right, now. Ooh. Oh, that's money. Might have to widen that just a tickle. All right, there we go. So what I'll do is I'll go underneath and I'll tap this lip up like I normally do, just a hair, so we can clear to get the fitting on these threads. And then this is sitting perfectly flush. So yeah, can't beat that with a stick. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and bolt this down right quick, and then we'll kind of wipe this shit off, and then we'll get on this battery box. Good deal. Starting to come together. So we got the fuel cell mounted in. It's set. Got the battery box mounted in. It is set. Got our ground wire running through the box and the floor so we can attach that to a frame rail. Hot wire going over to the kill switch, ground going to the kill switch, and hot going right here, back up and around and spooled so we can run that up to the starter. So now, I mean, this is looking really good. So let's go ahead and get our kill switch installed. So I'm thinking, you know, right here-ish. Here, let me use the cover. This makes a little more sense. So I'm thinking right there. We just got to be careful not to hit the back of the car against the wall. But yeah, it's a good spot. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this, drill this out, and get this switch installed right quick. That should be money, dude. Oh, just a skosh bigger. Just a skosh bigger. Alrighty then. Come on. Alright, we'll get this lined up for the on-off. Alright, let me go ahead and tighten the rest of that up right quick. Get these little sheet metal screws for this badge put in real quick. And then we should be buttoned up here until Smook gets here, which is gonna be freaking awesome. Oh, I gotta put that little screw in that handle yet too. I gotta figure out what I did with that little thing. Oh no, tell me I didn't drop it. Tell me, say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so. Great. Alrighty then, there we go. Fuel cell is completely hooked up. Fuel line, I'll take you underneath there and show you that here in a second. Battery box is mounted. Battery, got our hot and then our ground. I still got to go under there and mount that to the frame, which isn't that big a deal. Again, here's our hot wire. It goes to the starter. And then here's our kill switch. And then underneath here, I went ahead and finished up the fuel line. So we've got it tucked up in here behind the frame rail. You know, again, out of the blast zone. Here's the bottom of the fuel cell. So that's all dialed in and ready to go. All right, guys, I've been just jumping around on the car here, finalizing up some little things, just trying to, you know, figure out what I want to do with the car, make noisy cricket, right? But in the meantime, I went ahead and seen if I could get the stacks to work and get you some of this. Boom. They are tight, especially on this passenger side. Good night. Driver side, I mean, I've got all the room in the world plus some. But over here on the passenger side, I'm good with the exception to right here. Now, they're bolted in now, just mocked up right now, but I might have to massage this just a tickle. But other than that, man, this thing is looking sick. It's, you know, it's essentially just Homer inside a noisy cricket, right? Just a lot less real estate to put the same amount of land. So, yeah, very cool. I'm very tickled with that. Looks sick. I cannot wait. And then, of course, we got the fuel system and the battery and all that taken care of today. Still got to get in here and do this dash setup. I did break out my gauges and my switches. I do not like the way they look in here. So I'm going to run up here to Summit and see if I can find a little bit better of a setup. Maybe something I can get to hang up on the bar, the roll bar itself, kind of like a drag car. I think that would just, you know, look a lot better. So I'm going to go up and shop around for that real quick. Look around. I need to check on the status of our water pump and our new fittings. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, noisy cricket's coming together. I know I'm beating myself up a lot on this, but I got to keep in mind it's only been 2 days. And we've just about got him knocked out. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys watching. I really do. I appreciate the mad support I get in the comments. You guys rock. You really do. I appreciate you. But anyway, that's going to be enough for today.